live television.
We're on TV. Hey. How do you know me?
Seen you around.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome to the Sittin' Pretty Pod. This is episode 4. My name is Ellie, and I'm your host. This is
Tim.
my fiancé. About the struggles of being an entrepreneur. You got any? Tell us about it.
I don't think it's really the struggles of being an entrepreneur. I think it's the struggles of anything with life. I think everyone's got that thing they want, whatever the heck it is. It's just like entrepreneur is just like a cool word people use because it's to do with business and it sounds cool. But entrepreneur is not that crazy. It's just like an entrepreneur is in pursuit of something. But everyone's in pursuit of something.
What are you in pursuit of?
Getting jacked, as always, making money so I can pay off my student debt, helping a lot of people. But no, everyone's got their thing, like whether you're trying to get more muscular, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to make a lot of money, whether you're trying to have the relationship of your dreams, whether you're trying to grow a business. And you look around society and it's like, no one really has their dream job. No one really has their dream body. No one really has their dream finances. No one really has their dream relationship. Did I say that already? No one really has their dream car. And then we ask the question, why is that? I find that answer as I pursue these things that I want, just like every other human being. We all pursue the things. For you, it's entrepreneurship right now, relationship, working out maybe once in a while, right? Yeah, maybe not. Certain things come easier to other people for sure, but there's reoccurring themes why people don't get what they want. And I think one of the biggest ones is they don't realize the work that's actually required to get what they want. Guarantee you, if Ellie went back and talked to her younger self about Ellie Studios or whatever, she probably thought it was going to be, I like to say like 3 times easier. I think that's like statistically proven. I don't know if I'm making that up, but
He knows the facts.
usually it's going to require 3 times as much effort as you can like comprehend. So if you're trying to lose weight, which is like the majority of America, everyone knows it's going to be tough. Like, oh, losing weight is going to be hard. Multiply that by 3, and it's probably accurate. Or if you're like, yo, I really want to talk to this girl and have the relationship of my dreams, odds are that girl's got tons of problems, and it's going to be 3 times as hard as you think to have the relationship you want. Or if you're trying to gain muscle, dude, like I was skinny, and getting muscle is super hard, but I didn't think I thought I was going to have to work out like twice a week or something. Like I didn't know it was going to be that hard.
I think we need to back up because I like where this is going, but I think you need to explain who you are and what you do.
I don't really do anything crazy. I'm just a young guy. I train athletes, and my goal is to open up a super cool gym. I'm Ellie's fiancé. Technically, society would label me as an entrepreneur, which is kind of like, in my eyes, like kind of corny, because it's like, yeah, because then it just puts more pressure on you. I'm just like, dude, everyone's an entrepreneur towards the life they're trying to build. Whether they're working whatever job, it doesn't.
So you're just a guy.
Just a guy, man.
Yeah.
And I
like
want things in my life.
Period.
I want things in my life that are cool, and it's up to me to determine what those standards are and whatever. And I like having decently high standards.
What's a struggle you have happening right now in your business? Because he is a business owner. You own a business. So not classifying you as an entrepreneur, but that is what is happening.
Most of all the struggles are internal. So like just freaking.
Yeah, what's one happening right now?
Depression. Anxiety. I'm also in college. But it's like those things are normal. Like, like when people say, I'm depressed or I'm anxious, I'm usually like, dude, that's probably because you're becoming the person you want to become. It's like the pain you got to go through. So if someone came up to me and be like, bro, I've just been so depressed, I'm like, dude, it's probably because you're pushing your limits. So just
That's a good
lean
point.
into it. Don't avoid it. Because if you look around and you see, like we talked about, no one really has what they want. And how does a normal person react to depression or anxiety? They feel like it's this big burden placed on them. Why is this happening to me? Bro, so many people are going through something so similar. But the outcome is based on how you react to it. So,
What would you say like the biggest challenge you faced is in this whole journey of entrepreneurship?
It's all internal. It's all in your mind. Because
Yes, but give us a scenario because some people need to have that example.
I genuinely can't. I feel like all of my struggles are not that actually that big. Like, there's someone out there going through something way worse than me. Like, oh, my business isn't making as much money as I want, or this or that, or why isn't this working? Most of the pain is just my self-doubt in my mind. It doesn't matter the circumstance. Like, literally,
Yeah.
no one in my family's died. Everyone's healthy for the most part. Like, the biggest struggle is maybe watching Ellie be sad. That's probably it, because that's kind
Which
of hard.
happens a good amount.
Yeah, it happens a good amount. But it's just like, yeah, most of the struggles are internal. Like, that's it.
So from your perspective, and you guys know if you've listened, I'm going through a lot right now with the business. From your perspective, how do you think I should approach this scenario? Let's say all just happened again. How do you think I should approach it from day one of the struggle of Ellie Studios right now?
You just gotta not let your emotions affect your decisions. So I think you just do what you want to do.
Yeah. I think it also comes with, like you said, growing. Because for me, I can totally see myself, and I spoke about this in the last episode, I could totally see myself in my first year of Ellie Studios and something like this happening. I would not be okay. No matter how much I want to think that I would, I really don't think I would be okay because I hadn't gone through the struggles that I have gone through up until now. So I feel like going through these struggles is essential, and it is important to see it as a struggle, and because
Oh, yeah, of course it's a struggle.
once you acknowledge that you've overcame many struggles, you can deal with a lot. Like, I understand that you haven't had many real struggles, but at the same time, while I was setting up and getting these mics together, he was like, wow, you're acquiring a lot of skill. That happens through struggle. I, for months, have been looking at microphones and figuring out what to do. I couldn't figure out the camera setup. I thought I was dumb, all of that. That is a struggle. And here I am with 2 microphones that work very well, a whole great podcast setup. And it's just because I was ready to overcome the struggle. And I kept going and I kept pushing.
Yeah, it's the actions that led it there.
Yeah.
So it's like you're faced with the challenge, okay, and then a bunch of emotions come, and it's basically like, okay, which emotions help me getting crap done? Are we allowed to curse on the podcast or
Yeah.
not? Which emotions help me get shit done, and which emotions don't help me get stuff done? It's like, okay, is being sad and crying helping me get stuff done? Maybe, because it might cause some emotional release initially, and then it might help you get stuff done. But at the end of the day, the stuff's got to get done. The more problems you have, the more you're probably doing. Like Elon Musk, he's so chill, and I mean, so chill and calm. I don't know him as a person, obviously, but he's getting sued 1,000 times a month for millions and millions of dollars, and he's chilling, dude. Your problems relative to your goals are super small. Like, family's healthy, I'm healthy, I'm not gonna die. Who really cares? Just keep doing stuff, dude. Just keep moving. It's like, look at a bird. Go out in the woods. Just look at a bird, bro. If that bird was stressing about dying all the time, it wouldn't be a bird. Most people's problems are up in their brain, and I don't know if the audience could agree with that, but it's just like,
Oh my gosh, we have an audience?
yeah, the audience is down. Most people just quit.
Facts.
Society's quitters for the most part. So just don't quit, you'll be all right.
But also, that's okay if you quit, because that's your standard for yourself.
Well, yeah, it's like,
If I quit right now with Ellie Studios, okay, that's my standard for myself. But if my standard's higher than that, and I want to continue to have more with Ellie Studios, I'm going to keep going. But it's okay either way. You know?
if you breathe in, you achieving.
That was good. That was really good.
If you breathe in, you achieving.
Who are you pointing to?
The audience.
Let's talk about like, how are you approaching school right now?
Not
and
for school, I don't study at all. I'm just there to get it done.
there you go. But people like to hear that.
I'm in school right now, and I'm just trying to get it done.
Yeah.
Some of the most stuff that causes me temptation to quit day to day, it's just like, if I have a session, a gym session with my athlete, and like no one shows up, which would happen all the time in the early stages. Like, I'd have it all set up, ready to go, and no one shows up. That makes you want to quit more than anything for me. Because it's like, dude, what the heck?
And that would happen with me in the shed all the time.
Well, your
I would
shed
go-
is different from my shed.
Yeah. We both started our businesses in sheds.
Shed life.
Shed life.
But I think most adults don't start because the beginning is like laughable. It's like make funnable. Like,
What do you consider the beginning? Like
getting
1
started.
year in?
Like, hey, I think I want to do this thing.
So like not even just the
Yeah.
thought
It's just
of
the
doing
thought
it.
of it, and then when you express the thought and you have no evidence for it, it's so easy to like for people to poop on that dream, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't have to be entrepreneurship. I guarantee you, there's a bunch of people out there that are overweight that they say to their family or friends who don't really believe in them. They'll be like, "Hey, I think I'm going to lose weight," or they see them picking up new habits and things like that. And we're like, okay, well, how long is this going to last? That'll make you want to quit. Or it's like, hey, like, oh, that's not really you. Like, when are you going to eat normal? Or like, come on, dude, you're never actually going to be skinny. Do you actually think that's going to work? That could be applied to anything. Like, me and Ellie were in a high school relationship. We've been together for 7 years, almost 8, right?
Almost 8.
And like, people in the beginning, I'd be like, dude, I think I'm going to marry her. Like, in the beginning. And people are like, yeah, okay, yeah, like, dude, high school relationships never last.
Well, we got that all the time.
But it's just like, okay, I could agree with them and then give up. Or I could say, bro, that's good fuel. I'm going to prove them wrong.
Facts.
But it's the same thing with any goal, because in the beginning you have no evidence, because the haters are usually right. That's what people don't talk about. The haters they're not even trying to hate. Like, dude, if you're fat and overweight and want to lose weight, and they're like, well, you're probably going to give up. You're like, yeah, I think I am probably going to give up, because you probably are going to give up if you have that mindset. But it's not until you have a little bit of evidence, till you lose 5 pounds, till you lose 10 pounds. And then no one really cares until you start getting results. Like, Ellie has a business now, and she has a studio. It's cool and stuff. But early on, when she was in the shed, it was just like some little cutesy thing. She's like, oh, that's cute. You got this little cute thing going on.
That actually would make my blood boil when people said that. But that's what drove me, for sure. Like what she
are
said.
most of the people listening to this going to be entrepreneurs, or are they going to be more so just regular people?
Entrepreneurs.
Think so?
I mean, they can be regular people. I would say estheticians and entrepreneurs, because estheticians, in a way, are either entrepreneurs or intrapreneurs. Estheticians are very motivated people.
There's probably some unmotivated ones too.
Absolutely. And I've definitely came across those people. But I've also come across a lot of motivated estheticians. So it's going to be both. A lot of people, I want it to be from the perspective of someone looking into owning their own thing. Just show the raw side of everything. And that it's not all glorious, but it's very rewarding.
It's like 3% of it's glorious.
Yeah.
Which comes back to like people don't know what they're getting themselves into with anything.
Oh, let's go over the struggle of money. The struggle, right? So many people assume that we have a lot of money, but that's not the case at all. And I think it's so silly because they probably, well, actually, I don't think it's silly. I think it makes sense.
All my athletes know that I'm not like.
Yeah, but you have to be transparent. That's the thing.
I'm overly transparent.
Yeah.
Because if I started making a lot of money right now, or like keeping it for myself, I'd feel like shit personally. Because I feel like I don't deserve it yet.
Yeah, that's me too.
Um,
And don't worry, I'm not making a lot of money anyways. Ellie Studios.
Well,
It's going through it.
a business can bring in a ton of money, but if your expenses are high, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So normal people don't understand that. It's like your business could bring in $40K a month, and that's like, okay, that's decent.
Yeah.
But if your expenses are $35K, then it's like, dude,
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, there's $5K left. And it's like, do I paint my building because that needs to get done, or do I save it for food? It's like, so it's not as simple as that. But
Yeah. But that's definitely the struggle of an entrepreneur too, or business owner, is like a lot of people assume certain things, and it's just so weird because you kind of have, like, you're fulfilling the things that they expect you to fulfill, yet at the same time they're fully expecting that you probably have a lot of money, and what they don't understand is that money goes straight back into your business, and that's how you are fulfilling the things that they expect you to fulfill. I don't think it's that much of a struggle though, but it is something where money really is tight the first 3 to 5 years because you're just trying to grow. Yeah.
But like, with all this stuff, it's like, dude, what's the purpose of making a bunch of money? The purpose of making a bunch of money is so you can do the stuff you want to do.
And what do you want to do?
I want to have a gym that's cool and help people.
And have you already done that?
I just want to do more of it because
Cheers.
it's fun.
Nice. If your athlete is struggling in their life, let's say one of your athletes is really, really struggling mentally, physically, I hate this question, but also it's kind of cool to hear your answer. What would your first thing of advice be to them?
I'd say good. That's the human experience, baby. Let's go.
Period.
Someone comes up to me like, man, I'm just really going through it right now. I'm like, hell yeah.
That's a good thing.
That's what I would hope. Because if you ain't going through it, probably not that good.
And the other thing that a lot of people need to know is you don't need to understand what's happening. A lot of people are like, why? With everything happening with Ellie Studios, it's so funny because I'm not as concerned with like the why anymore, but so many people are concerned with the why. Why is this happening? What's going on? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. And I don't really care anymore. I'm like, I don't need to understand it. Clearly, it's happening for a reason, which I also hate that saying. But clearly it's happening. What am I going to do with that is the question. It's just so funny because a lot of people need to know the why. And I feel like that's the least of your concerns when you're going through struggles. It should always be like, all right, this is happening. What am I going to do from here? How am I going to learn from this? How am I going to move on? Rather than sitting, why me? What's happening? It's like, well, if you can't get that answer.
Everyone knows not to be a victim, but some people don't know what it actually looks like.
Not saying that you can't be a victim of something. You absolutely can. But you get to choose how you grow from that.
Actually victims.
Absolutely. No, that's what I was trying to clarify.
If you're not struggling, you're not growing. So you should probably be more concerned if you're not struggling. And I hope that most people's struggles are self-induced struggles. Like, oh, I'm going to college. And guess what you have to do at college? You have to go to class, you have to wake up, you got to study, you got to do all these tests and stuff. Those are struggles. They're self-induced struggles. Or like when you go to the gym, you're going to the gym to struggle. So it's a lot more fun when the struggles are chosen by yourself. And like, if you're an entrepreneur, dude, you're getting into the game, and there's going to be struggles. There's going to be legality issues, money issues, paying rent, employee problems, buying supplies, organizing, making sure your services are good, marketing, make sure you have, there's just a bunch of problems.
Yeah.
Just like working out. You're like, oh, I'm really, really skinny. I got to grow my legs, or I want to do this. That's it. It's all part of the growth process. So
When Tim was younger, he hated how skinny he was, and that was his struggle. And it's crazy.
it wasn't like a struggle, though. It was like the most fun thing ever. Like, I liked being the underdog.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it's so fun. Just watch any movie, any motivational movie.
What's one that comes to mind? Go.
Unbroken, Rocky, and it's like the more down bad they were before, the better the movie. Or even Captain America. I know he got like blessed with that, like basically they gave him steroids to make him superhuman. But bro, it was hype because he was a scrawny dude before, you know? Or like, I don't really respect business owners who, well, I respect them. It's so much cooler when the person grinded through things that
Agreed.
most people would quit.
Respectfully.
So if you think you're like, yo, dude, it's just so hard for me. I'm like, good, that's going to make the movie better.
Yeah. It's true.
Like, oh, I've been through this, I've been through that. I'm like, dude, I think for the most part, it's been pretty easy for me. I have a loving dad. I'm already like killing the game because my dad loves
Slay.
me, and he tucks me in every night.
Slay.
It's just like, dude, that you're kind of, I'm already killing it. Parents are alive. I don't know what it's like to not have parents.
You have a really cool fiance.
I got a cool fiance. She's not too bad.
What?
Yeah, if you're doubting yourself, it's probably just not true. Go with your gut. Like, just go with your gut. And don't listen. 90% of the people probably don't have what you want in your life, so don't listen to them.
That's funny. I said that in my last podcast I just filmed.
90%?
Not 90%, but I said if someone doesn't have what you want, probably shouldn't listen to them.
Like,
if we don't have what you want, it's okay.
yeah,
You don't have to listen to us.
I'd say the biggest one for most people is like weight loss, but they're probably surrounded by people who have terrible habits. And if you were someone to lose weight, do you know how uncomfortable that would make your parents feel if they're overweight and you lose weight? They're like, you did what we wish we could do, but we can't. So they're probably going to shame you, probably. Or the same thing with business. Like business, I feel like a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur, so they're going to just put people down.
That's one thing that I really don't respectfully. When entrepreneurs put other entrepreneurs down to feel up. It's really sad, you know? I don't know. I don't know why I said that. I
It's
just
so
felt,
sad.
yeah, I could cry,
But you can't.
but I can't. Probably doing worse than that person if you are talking crap about them.
What's your closing thing? You got to come up with something that's like only sitting pretty.
How do you define success? That's what we're ending on.
It's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
I would definitely say it is relationships, for sure. And the number one relationship is the relationship with your spiritual, would be the relationship with God. But that relationship with yourself, like just sticking true to the promises you made with yourself. If you ever have a friend who says, "Hey man, like I'll be there at 5," or like, "Yeah, I'll text you tomorrow," and they don't text you back, you're probably like, "Yeah, what the frick, man?" And then if that happens like 700 times, you probably aren't going to be friends with that person. So most people hate themselves because they make these micro promises like, "Hey man, I'm going to wake up at 7." And then you don't wake up with yourself at 7. Or, "Hey man, I'm going to lose 10 pounds." And you don't lose 10 pounds. And then they end up hating themselves. And when they hate themselves, it's hard to have good relationships with other people. So I'd say success is defined by relationships with yourself and relationships with other people.
I like that.
Everyone's on their own path. There's no specific number that someone's trying to hit. I also say growth is happiness. So if you're trying to be the happiest person alive, keep growing.
I like it. Nice.
Thanks, guys.
Do you want them to follow you on anything?
No, I do not.
Yeah.
You don't need to follow me. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to drop anything. I
I'd
want
hope so.
you guys to just not listen to that little bitch voice in your head that doesn't want you to succeed.
Period.
And sit pretty, dude.
And sit pretty. Well, I have one more question. What do you think of my sweatshirt?
It's good merch, man. High quality merch.
Thank you.
Tough fit.
Thank you.
And I think you could probably cry right now.
Probably could.
But you
I
can't.
can't.
Well, you can.
But I can.
Because it's illegal.
Because it's illegal. So, the irony.
You gonna turn around? Show the audience?
Yep. You gotta tell me if I'm in frame.
You're in frame.
Can you see it?
I can see the mirror. I can see myself
Can you
now.
see it? But I can't for 24 hours.
But I can't for 24 hours. So sad. But
know.
happy at the same time.
Right.
It's good irony.
I know. Thank you. Well, thanks for being on.
Nice. Should we kiss this in the video? I'm not kissing you on camera. That's for the extra subscribers.